The title of this podcast is Take the Long Way. Most recently, I had the opportunity to actually make this suggestion to a ToBeRe member. She lives along, quite a few miles away from the studio, much longer than most. And when we do workouts, it's just a drive for her. But if you accept the drive, it can be a really wonderful experience to, have great podcasts going that inform kindness and connection, to really, practice novelty on the drive with the sunrise, because we do our mornings and we do our workouts in the morning to really just notice nature and the beauty and just being alive. So that's one opportunity to take advantage of on your drive. Uh, in this case, what happened recently was, and she has a lot on her plate in her personal life that she's dealing with. And what I've always said is a healthy, fit me is more equipped to deal with challenge in life than uh, Keith, who hasn't attended to working on himself, whether it's exercise, the way I eat, getting my sleep, or more importantly, working on Keith 1.0 so that I show up as 2.0, using my practice. So with all the things that are on this dear friend's plate, she sends me a text and she says, "Hey, listen, the freeway is closed. I'm not going to make it in this morning." To which I said, "Consider taking the long way to get here, which are the surface streets." Now you can argue and say that uh, that lacked compassion and empathy, but it's the exact opposite. It was filled with compassion, filled with empathy, and it was also filled with being a stand for her being at her best because of what she's dealing with in her personal life. And when you walk through these doors with whoever shows up to our sessions, there are people that are going to greet you with an open heart, kindness, with compassion, and with friendship, also love. Now, I think taking the long way, the surface streets to get here, is worth it. That's me personally. And this is coming from someone who, when it came to exercise, I wasn't stopped by a freeway closure. Now, other areas in my life that I needed attention to, oh, I was stopped very easily about, the barriers or perceived barriers to working on those things. But in this case, regarding my friend, I just sent the text. That's all I said. And I said, I also said, have a great day. And so she didn't come that day. But the next day, the freeway still closed and she showed up. And she just looked at me and said, "Keith, I took the long way." And then afterwards, she sent me a text thanking me for suggesting that she do exactly that, because she became aware that she still had a choice, that you don't want to be stopped by something as small as it's going to take effort. You don't want to be stopped by that. When I think about all the things in my life that are meaningful and that have been sustained, it's because I've taken the long way. With the way that I eat, it is so easy to eat with convenience, but I am trying to work on health span, not just lifespan. Lifespan being the number of years I live, health span being the quality of those years. And I've been given a gift, a precious gift, to experience life in this physical form, this body. So I want to take care of it. And the way that I take care of it is how I eat, getting my sleep, and how I exercise. So I'm really, really diligent and committed to those things. Now, getting up early morning, by 4:30, oh, that's a long way for sure. But it's been worth it every step of the way. And I'm grateful that I've developed the discipline to choose the long way. Because while there is rent to be paid up front for the long way, the cost on the back end for not taking the long way It is a heavy price to pay. I see it every day when I walk in the Mayo Clinic and I see people there, both patients and staff who are not taking a long way when it comes to their health, both physical and mental health. And community is another thing that I do in terms of taking the long way. I take time. I invest in getting to know people, to work on myself, to greet them with a loving and open heart, to sprinkle kindness everywhere I go. That takes an extra 2 seconds or a few minutes to ask people how they're doing, to remember, to make it to be purposeful in remembering what they share with me so that I can like grow that connection and talk about it and follow up the next time that I see them. It takes a little bit of energy, work on my side. I'm just not moving through life as if people are widgets and I'm on to the next thing. No, I'm present for them. It takes a little bit of work and training. But what does it mean? I've grown as a result of these relationships. I have benefited greatly from the fellowship, the connection. I'm a better human being. It has been absolutely a huge contributor to me becoming and working on maintaining Keith 2.0. So take the long way, give up the shortcuts, the short way, or being stopped when the only option available to you is the long way. Now we celebrate it, in business when people are self-made, and I argue that no one is self-made. They have benefited from some measure of kindness, generosity, or contributions from people before them, for sure. They may not be present to it, and there may not be as big a contribution as others have benefited from, but they benefited from something. And so, but let's say that they have done quite a bit on their own. Well, to do that, they took the long way. They worked, 2 jobs to care for their family or 3 jobs. They went to school at night while holding down a part-time job and caring for young children and a spouse at home. Yeah, they took the long way. And it was worth it because for the reason that I just mentioned, the loved ones, for their career goals. Choose to take the long way when it comes to working on yourself. And if you do so, what you will find that you will be able to handle however life shows up in whatever form, and you will have a rich, amazing life. My life is amazing. It's because I'm not shy or resistant to taking the long way. I wake up on Monday no longer wishing it was Friday. I woke up one day and I said, how do I make every Monday feel like Friday? And that's what all my days feel like. They feel like Friday. And so that's an inside job, and it requires you to take the long way. So I invite you, don't take the easy road. Don't be shut down or resign yourself when the only road available is the long road. Take it. Take the long way. It's worth it.